Welcome aboard, fellow enthusiasts, as we embark on another incredible video. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're thrilled to have you here as we tackle Västra Götaland Defence District. Västra Götaland Defence District for 32 was a Swedish defence district which operated from 1939 to 2000. Its staff was located in Gothenburg Garrison in Gothenburg, Sweden. Now, let's shift our attention to history. Västra Götaland Defence District was formed on 3 September 1939 as Gothenburg Defence District Gothenburgs Försvarsområde. It included in the 1943 war organization the southern part of Älvsborg County along the southern boundary of Gothenburg Police Superintendent Lands Fiscal Districts, City of Kungsbacka Stad and Visk and Kungsbacka Police Superintendent District of Halland County as well as City of Gothenburg, City of Mölndal and City of Kungälv as well as Sävedal, Askim, Hising, Kungälv, Stenungsund and Jörn Police Superintendent Districts of Gothenburg and Bohus County, except in the Gothenburg Archipelago Defence District Gothenburgs Skärgårds Försvarsområde, for 33 included parts SFS. The staff was located in Gothenburg. From 1947, Gothenburg Defence District amalgamated with Halmstad Defence District Halmstads Försvarsområde, for 31 which formed Gothenburg Halmstad Defence District Gothenburgs Halmstads Försvarsområde, for 31. The Defence District was directly subordinate to the military commander of the III Military District. From 1 January 1947, the Defence District gained a joint staff with Halmstad Defence District Halmstads Försvarsområde, for 32. On 1 October 1957, the West Coast Naval District MDV was reorganized into Naval Command West MKV, which meant that Gothenburg Coastal Artillery Defence was separated because on 1 July 1958, it formed its own authority. At the same time, the Gothenburg Archipelago Defence District for 33, Gothenburg Defence District for 32 and the Halmstad Defence District for 31 was amalgamated into the Gothenburg Coastal Artillery Defence, which adopted the name Gothenburg and Bohus as well as Halland Defence District together with Gothenburg Coastal Artillery Defence GKFO. Prior to the so-called OLLI reformen, which was carried out within the Swedish Armed Forces from 1973 to 1975. The Supreme Commander in 1974 proposed that Halmstad Defence District should be separated from Gothenburg and Bohus as well as Halland Defence District, to be commanded instead from Halland Regiment I-16. From 1 July 1975, the new name Gothenburg Coastal Artillery Defence along with the Gothenburg and Bohus Defence District. The new unit had the overall administrative and mobilization responsibility for Gothenburg and Bohuslän, with the exception of Northern Bohuslän, where Bohuslän Regiment accounted for the professional mobilization responsibility for the infantry brigades trained by the regiment. Prior to the government bill, the Swedish government proposed to Parliament that the three authorities of the West Coast Naval Base, Gothenburg Coastal Artillery Defence with Gothenburg and Bohus Defence District for 32 and Älvsborg Coastal Artillery Regiment KA4 be amalgamated into one authority in the peace organisation. The background to the proposal of an amalgamation was due to savings reasons, where the Swedish Armed Forces and the government considered that the naval operations on the Swedish west coast could be coordinated under a joint command. On 15 February 1979, the Parliament adopted the government bill. On 1 January 1981, the new organization came into force, under the name of the West Coast Military Command with Älvsborg Coastal Artillery Regiment MK4, which also commanded the Defence District. On 1 July 1986, the command adopted the new name of the West Coast Naval Command. Prior to the Defence Act of 1996, Stage 2, the Swedish government proposed to Parliament to reduce the number of Defence District staffs from 24 to 16 staffs. Among other things, it was proposed that Älvsborg Defence District Älvsborgs Försvarsområde for 34 with staff in Bohus be disbanded. In the government's budget bill, the government also proposed that Skaraborg Defence District Skaraborgs Försvarsområde for 35 with staff in Skövde be disbanded. This with the background that Strickland County would thus form a defense district with defense district staff in Gothenburg at the West Coast Naval Command, instead of the two former defense district staffs in Bors and Skovd. The Skaraborgsgruppen and Olsborgsgruppen were formed. As a further decision in the Defence Act of 1996, the Resund Naval District Resunds Marine District and was also proposed to be amalgamated into the West Coast Naval Command. The new organisation, which the Parliament adopted on 2 occasions, came into effect from 1 January 1998, when the West Coast Naval Command was given a somewhat unusual long name West Coast Naval Command, including the Resund Naval District and the Strickland Defence District Tustens Marine Commando inclusive Resunds Marine District samt Stricklands Försvarsområde for 32. Prior to the Defence Act of 2000, in its bill for the Parliament, the Swedish government proposed that the tactical level should be reduced by disbanding division and defence district staffs as well as naval commands and air commands. This was to design an Army Tactical Command, Naval Tactical Command and Air Force Tactical Command which would be co-located with the Operational Command. The proposal meant that all defence district staffs would be disbanded, which included Strickland Defence District. In this section, we'll be deep diving into location, unraveling its complexities and uncovering valuable insights. When the Defence District staff was formed, it was located to Östra Hamnstaden 2 in Gothenburg. On 1 January 1946, the staff operated from Södra Hamnstaden 27. From 1958, the staff had some operations located at Bergshyttan 10 in Halmstad and Norra Drottninggatan 21 in Uddevalla. From 13 December 1962, operations in Uddevalla were moved to Exercisjon 1. From 18 January 1966, operations in Gothenburg were transferred to Närvarvet and from 1981 to Kringberget, where the staff worked until the unit was disbanded. With the foundation laid, let's embark on a journey into commanding officers. The commanding officer was referred to as Defence District Commander and usually held the rank of Senior Colonel Senior Captain. Colonel Gilbert Nordqvist, Colonel Henrik Lang, Senior Colonel Birger Bjornsson, Senior Colonel Per Carlson, Senior Colonel Kjell Werner, Rear Admiral Bengt Rasin, Senior Colonel Thorbjörn Ottosson, Senior Colonel Svante Christensen, Senior Captain Bertil Dagfeldt, Colonel Nils Eklund, Senior Captain Carl Gustaf Hammarskjöld, Senior Colonel Anders Hammarskjöld, Senior Captain Nils Ove Jansson. Welcome to the next segment, where we explore names, designations and locations and its significance in our journey. Name translation from Göteborgs Försvarsområde Gothenburg Defence District September 3rd, 1939 June 30th, 1958 Göteborgs och Borås samt Hallands Försvarsområde Gothenburg and Borås as well as Halland Defence District July 1st, 1958 June 30th, 1975 Göteborgs och Borås Försvarsområde Gothenburg and Borås Defence District July 1st, 1975 December 31st, 1997 Stricklands Försvarsområde Strickland Defence District January 1st, 1998 June 30th, 2000 designation from to for 32 October 1st, 1942 June 30th, 1958 for July 1st, 1958 June 30th, 1975 for 32 July 1st, 1975 June 30th, 2000 location from to Gothenburg Garrison October 1st, 1942 June 30th, 2000. In this section, we'll be shedding light on web and its impact on our understanding of the subject. Category Defence Districts of Sweden. Category Military Units and Formations established in 1939. Category Military Units and Formations established in 2000. Category Disbanded Units and Formations of Sweden. Category Gothenburg Garrison. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and share it with someone who might benefit from it.